Hey, welcome to Thirsty Amigos. Thanks for joining me on this episode. With Cinco De Mayo coming up, I am going to be making a lot of cocktails at our celebration that involve limes. Whether it be margaritas, we made that video on, if you go back and look at the 3 cocktails that we made for last year's Cinco de Mayo, we're going to be doing a couple more cocktails this year too. But I want to go over how I was taught how to properly prep a lime for drinks down in Mexico. I go to Mexico, or I used to go all the time, but I try to get back as often as I can. But while I was down there, I was shown how how I like to properly cut a lime. A lot of the bartenders down there showed me how, and a lot of them did it too. So it's not just a one-off. So I saw a lot of these guys doing it this way, and I've always done it this way. So I just want to cover that. Might help you with your festivities or out and about when you're making drinks and stuff. So let's get to it. So you want to choose limes that are not all crazy looking, because you don't want any nasty stuff on the outside or anything. Wash them off. And then one thing you definitely want to do is give them a roll like this. And what that's going to do is going to help loosen up the fibers and everything, and get the juices a little bit more. Because some of these, like this one's really tight. You can tell it's not very squishy, so it may not have a lot of juice. But by rolling it out, definitely helps out with loosening up the juice inside. So it'll make it a little bit juicier than just starting to slice it up. Now I am using my Chinese cleaver here that I got for a gift. I've been practicing using this a lot lately, so I'm going to use this, but definitely use your knife of choice that you are familiar with and can safely use. You don't want to chop off any fingers or anything. So there's definitely a technique to using these cleavers, but I definitely like using these. So what I was taught to do to prep the limes for beverages, you cut off the edges or the ends on top like that, and you can save these, and I'll show you how to use those. And then you just cut in, and you just start making little slices like this. Don't chop your fingers. And there's how I prep a lime like that. So about a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, depending on how much lime, how thick you want your lime, but I usually hit about the 1/4 inch mark. And then sometimes, if you get to the end, you don't want it too skinny, so you don't want to go too thin. So you'll have a wider piece compared to a smaller piece like that. So that's how I prep a lime. Roll it out, slice off the ends and top. And what you want to do, if you have the taller limes too, what you can do once you cut them, you can cut them in half and make even smaller ones. But if you're using them for, especially for cocktails, which I'll show you here in a second, you want a little bit taller lime. If you use them for beer, you can use the smaller ones because you can fit more in the can. That's totally up to you. But this is the way I prep them, like that. Woohoo! Okay. Now, there are some prep limes there. So now what we're going to do, let's do a beer first. So we're going to take the beer. Let me get this out of the way. Open your beer. You feel fit to open your beer. Some use the cans and stuff. It's kind of cool. And then you can just squeeze your lime in there. But see, this is a much more manageable size for it, as you can see. And you can put a couple in there. Squeezing a lot more control too. And so like on this size right here, that size is perfect. You can fit a couple. And it's up to you however many limes you put into your beer. If you do, I do. A lot of amigos and I do. I love a good Modelo or Mexican lager with lime in it. Call me crazy. I know there's a big debate on that, but I've always done it that way. And so they fit in there. So you can fit 2 of those limes really good in there, and it'll start, the lime juice will start going in. So on a cocktail, if you're making a cocktail, I'm going to just use simple ranch water right now. But if you're making a cocktail and you want to squeeze them in there, you can definitely use these. And this will be, just pour that in there right there. If you haven't had a Cutwater ranch water, it's pretty good. It's not too bad. We're actually going to be tasting the Blanco tequila on the Blanco battle coming up. We have not hit that one yet, so soon it will be. So now, the ones that were cut on the edges, or the ends, the tops and stuff, what they do, you can use those and just squeeze them out. You don't have to put these in your cocktail unless you want to. Some people think they look ugly and stuff, but there's still a lot of juice in this, on this end right here. So squeezing it out like that gives you a little extra lime juice that you wouldn't have got normally. So I think that's a great idea to do that one. And then like these again, you can just do that. If you want to garnish your cocktail, just make a slice in the middle, and you can go like that. And so depending on how long you want, see, this isn't very obtrusive, so if you're drinking a cocktail or serving it, it's not ungodly looking, and it doesn't ruin your cocktail. So that is Limes 101 with me. So hopefully next time you chop up a lime and prep it for your cocktails and drinks, I hope this helps a little bit. But try cutting off the tops and bottoms and saving them, and get a little extra lime juice out of those. And I guess that's all I have for tonight. Thank you. Salud. That's good. Adios.